Because in today's episode of VHS Voyage, we're covering the first sequel we've ever done. This is the first sequel to a movie we've done a previous episode that we've done. And unfortunately, this is an example of why some movies shouldn't get sequels, but we're going to get into all that after Devin hits us with some facts and information.
Yeah. Also, abnormal time between sequels.
Yeah.
It was like almost 10 years or something, right? Directed by Jeff Murphy. It's got Christopher Lambert in it. It's also got Pam Grier in it, which is really weird. She had just done like Jackie Brown with Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that's right.
So she was like, I don't know why she was in this, but
that is odd.
I literally could only find one fact. The only thing allowed in catering was soup. There was no solid foods whatsoever allowed set because in Christopher Lambert's own words, he was on a radical nutritional group.
Wow. So you're telling me this man made everybody eat soup because he was on some diet?
Yeah,
basically.
he was in some kind of group that he called a radical nutrition group. We've delayed this episode a few times filming.
Yeah.
I have completely forgotten everything that's happening. So like I was like I wrote notes down a while ago and I was like, I don't know what any of these notes mean.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to jog your memory.
Okay.
The first movie was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like a hidden gem for us. We really enjoyed it. Super fun, great set design, everything.
I think it was in the top 10
video.
Yeah,
it was. It was in the top 10 video. Him and his wife and his now son, who's, I don't know, like maybe 10 years old or so. They're living in the middle of nowhere, like living off the land in a cabin and everything. Do you remember in the beginning of the movie, John and his son having a horse race?
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't it play weird music too?
It does. And then immediately some Mintel soldiers show up. They start shooting the place up. The Brennick family, they go into some escape hatch, right? And John decides to stay behind to hold off the soldiers, even though his wife and son got away. So clearly, he could have got away with them.
Yeah, if I remember right, he's running through the sewers or something, right?
Yeah,
There's a sewer system.
Dude, there was this weird time jump where he's in the tunnel, and then all of a sudden, he's in a vehicle outside of the tunnel.
Any sign of them? It's an old waterworks down there. Booby trapped.
Blue Leader, this is Eagle 1. I've got a vehicle on the move out back. Looks like our guy.
Eagle 1, you're up.
Roger that.
He wakes up in the new prison. He's sentenced to death, but in this prison, the warden decides when you're gonna die. Now in these prisons, what they do in these prisons is they implant a chip into your brain that they can activate to cause pain throughout your entire body if you don't follow the rules. One of the interesting things about the first movie was the guy that ran the prison, the villain of the movie, right? The dad from That 70s Show. The guy that runs the prison in this movie, there's nothing interesting about him at all.
I think they also tried to cast a dude that looked just like him.
They did. Yeah, and he's just this bland cookie cutter, just not interesting at all. Dude.
I think every character in this movie is less interesting than the first movie.
Definitely.
Because it's the same kind of characters. It's like the villain. It's like it's like his buddies.
Yeah.
They're all less interesting than the first movie.
Yep.
Now, has the reveal of the prison happened yet? Do we know what it is?
Oh, yes. The prison is in space.
Yeah. They put the prison in space this time so people couldn't escape.
Yep. So the muscled up lady and the other people that attack the guards, they get ejected into space. And that's when you find out the prison is in space.
Yeah, also that's when you see some of the worst special effects you've ever seen in your life.
Dude.
That's where that guy gets shot.
Yeah.
Out there in the...
By a meteorite, right? Through his...
I have no idea. I can't even remember.
Yeah, because there was a meteorite shower.
I'm going to put it in the video now. It has some of the worst like blood effects I've ever seen because like the blood like shoots out in space. It's really bad.
It was really bad. So you remember in the first movie, there was a very interesting like torture type scene with John where he gets strapped to this device.
And it had like really dope visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this movie, their equivalent of that was they put him in this dome, where this dome is above him and the sun is basically shining on him. And then when the sun's not shining on him, he's freezing cold.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
And he survives because he's John Brennick. So they decide they're going to distract the guards by doing a recording of Elena taking a shower butt-ass naked. And they play this to the guards over and over, and they use that to distract the guards.
Yeah. And
the guards somehow didn't notice that it was just her on loop taking a shower, but eventually they're like, well, she sure does shower a lot. The guy that had his brain jacked up from the implant, he has a pet cockroach, and they get one of the implants and they attach the implant to the cockroach. cockroach's nervous system, dude. They hooked the implant up to this cockroach's nervous system so that they can see through the cockroach's eyes.
That did not happen.
I swear.
He's the only person on the station that gets edible food. Keller. So the roach must be eating something.
Do you remember this dumb scene, dude? Oh my God. There's a scene where John gets ejected into space and he survives by holding his breath. He goes from one port to the other and gets back in another part of the ship. He's out in space for like 20 seconds and he survives by holding his breath.
I don't know which one you're lying about. That scene or the cockroach scene.
I'm not lying about either of them, dude. They're
One of
both
them's a
real-
lie.
No. Both real scenes, 100%. I can't anymore.
Yeah,
I just can't.
He gets in a ship and they all go back to Earth.
They all go back to Earth, and then it immediately cuts to him reuniting with.
Yeah,
his family.
also freeze frame ending. I always want to point that out because they're awful. It's the worst. I've never understood freeze frame endings. Worse in every way. Worse effects, worse characters, worse acting, worse production design because the first movie actually had pretty good production design.
Really good.
It's just worse in every way. Also, it feels a little bit like an unnecessary sequel
So unnecessary.
because I don't even think the first one was that successful.
No. Oh, this is gonna be a giveaway, folks. This is not a keeper. So if you want to enter the giveaway, Instagram page VHS.voyage. You'll have 2 weeks from today to enter that, the day this video goes live. So go check it out. And that is it for tonight's episode of VHS Voyage on Fortress 2 Re-Entry. I'm Matt.
I'm David.
We'll catch you guys next week.